2. There are only 2 game weeks left. We have reached the penultimate game week, people, for FPL 2021-22 season. Welcome back to the channel. This is FPL of the day. I am Jay London, and in this video we are going to be having a very early look at FREEHIT 37. I know a load of you are pressing that button if you have it left. Even if you're not, like I don't, this is going to help with transfers and all of that stuff. We are only halfway through game week 36 as well, the big double. So yeah, this is going to be a very early draft, but we've got loads to cover. So let's just dive straight into it. As always, if this is the first time that you're seeing my big head, then please do hit that subscribe button. We are so close now, so close to 1,500 subscribers in our first season for a brand new YouTube channel. That would be insane. Once you've done that, leave a little like and let's dive in. The ultimate free hit guide for game week 37. Boof! So coming up in the video, we're going to first of all have a look at the template draft. I'm calling it that because this still is a very early look at FREEHIT 37. Loads of people have been talking about these players in and around the FPL community. So we're going to get some of them in the team and see how the team shapes and what it looks like. Then I'm going to do one of your favorites, which is the juicy differentials. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a team which is just full of doubles because, of course, it is a double game week as well. And some of you might want to play that free hit that way. As always, there is always this caveat. I am recording this nice and early, so if like someone like Son has scored a hat-trick, or loads of players have got injured, or Everton's status in the league has changed and things like that, then obviously take that into consideration, because a lot of these guys will change. And keep an eye on the FPL of the day Twitter page, where I will be updating the draft and the team and all of that stuff. So before we begin, let's have a quick look at the fixtures. As I say, this is going to be a little bit of a smaller double game week, so teams like Aston Villa are going to be doubling, Burnley as well, Leicester and Everton. So of course we're going to get some of those boys in the draft. So soak this in. One thing that you will find, little spoiler alert, is I'm not going to concentrate too heavily on the doubles for the template team, because there's a lot of teams that are playing here. There's a lot of fixtures that I want to target, like Liverpool against Southampton. Man City have obviously got their big game that they need to win, and that's going to be against West Ham. So yeah, there's loads of games here that we need to take into account. Spurs are playing Burnley, so yeah, the likes of Kane and Son are going to look amazing for that game too. So yeah, a little bit of a spoiler. We're going to make sure that we've got the best players and the best draft and not get trapped too much into that double game week. Let's not talk about it anymore, and let's start having a look at some of the players. So the formation is going to look a little bit like this. We're going to have a goalkeeper, 3 defenders, 5 midfielders and 2 up front. Whilst I was building this, I did actually realise that you could go for 3 up front as well. That is very, very viable as well, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. And let's just start, all right? Let's start with the bench boys. As always, the people that we do not expect to play, especially in a double game week as well, which is going to look something like this. Foster, Benteke is in there, so is Holgate, and so is Amati. Now, 3 of these guys are obviously double game week players, and then we've got Foster in there because he's just nice and cheap. There's no rocket science behind this, all right? Benteke is in there because I do like the look of Crystal Palace's fixtures. We'll talk about Crystal Palace a little bit more throughout the video. Holgate, of course, double game week there, and Amati is nice and cheap. We don't know how many of those games he's going to play, but as I say, with a double game week, you expect most of your team to be playing at least one of the games that are in that double game week fixture, right? So, yeah, let's not spend any more time looking at the subs. Let's go into the goalkeeper, who is going to be Pickford. Now, there's loads of argument between him and Kasper Schmeichel, even Nick Pope, because, of course, Burnley do have that double as well. But Pickford looks like to have the best double from a defensive point of view. He's got Brentford and he's got Crystal Palace. So, those 2 fixtures, I'm not expecting too many goals, even though Ivan Toney, you know, is still been Ivan Toney. He's up and down. Crystal Palace, someone like Zaha could turn up. We'll talk about him a little bit later on in the video. But out of all the keepers, I do like the look of this. But that's my choice. Let's live with that. Let's not argue about it, all right? Let's get onto the defence, which looks something like this. Boom. So like I say, I'm not going to get trapped into this double game week with the template. We'll talk about some doubles at the end of the video. The only double playing defender is Matty Cash, and that is because of that Crystal Palace and Burnley fixture that Aston Villa do have. I do like the look of that. I really do like the look of that. So yeah, Cash is in there because of the double. And then other than that, I'd rather have someone like Robertson and Cancelo than an Everton defender or a Leicester defender. So you let me know if you disagree with that. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you feel like you need to attack these doubles and have a player that has got 2 fixtures as opposed to having arguably two of the best fullbacks in the game right now, which is Cancelo and Robertson? Of course, Robertson could be Trent, but for this one, I'm trying to keep things nice and affordable so that everyone's team value can get to this free hit draft. So Robertson's in there. If you fancy Trent Alexander-Arnold instead and you've got that budget, then fair enough, then you can go for him. But I don't feel like there's much between the two of them. So yeah, Cancelo goes without saying, and Matty Cash is probably the only one that I like from Aston Villa. Of course, there's Luca Dean as well, but yeah, as I say, we're going with 3 defenders, and these are going to be the guys. Let's not spend any more time debating about that. But yeah, do let me know down in the comments below if you feel like we really should be attacking with the double game weeks. Moving on to the front line, the 2 forwards that we've gone for in the free hit template draft is Richarlison and Mateta. So as I say, little caveat, I'm recording this before the end of game week 36. So if Everton are out of the challenge now of surviving that drop, then maybe we could take someone like Richarlison out and replace him. But I still do feel at the time of recording that he is probably the best asset to have. Teams like Brentford and Crystal Palace, those are nice defences that we want to target, and someone like Richarlison could do the business there. And then Mateta, again, if we're talking template, loads of chat about this guy on FPL Twitter. He's never been in any of my teams throughout the whole of this season, but I understand. They do have a double here, Aston Villa and Everton. There is a little bit of a rotation risk there as well. Maybe someone like Benteke, who we're looking at on the bench there, could be a preferred option, but it's up to you. But I feel like Mateta will start both of those games. Even though we've gone for Pickford in goal, we're not silly. We know that Everton haven't been great throughout the season, but we need to balance this out, all right? So yeah, Mateta's there. Aston Villa and Everton, nice and cheap, and he really allows us to do what we're going to do with our midfield, which I'm really excited about. Shall we not wait any longer? Let's have a look at the midfield. That looks something like this. Boom. All of the premiums that you could feast your little eyes on. Of course, Mohamed Salah is going to be in there because he is Mohamed Salah. We are not going to make an ultimate free hit draft template without this guy in the team. We don't need to talk about him anymore. It goes without saying, Mohamed Salah needs to be in that draft. Next to him is my boy Son, who has been unstoppable for the last sort of 4 to 5 game weeks, right? And of course, we want to get a Tottenham, at least one Tottenham asset in there, because at the time of recording, they still do have something to play for. They are still chasing that top 4 spot. And yeah, for now, why not? Let's just chuck the captaincy on him as well. That fixture against Burnley, I really do like the look of that. And then next to him is Maddison. So there was a lot of people that wanted Maddison in like game week 35, 36, 34, things like that. But we managed to keep him out of our squads because of that rotation risk. Now Leicester are out of Europe. It looks like Maddison should pretty much be starting every game now, going forward for the rest of the season, right? Let's get the minutes up. If we're going to go for one of the Leicester boys, I want to make sure that it's going to be the best midfielder, and I still feel like Maddison is that guy. Of course, there's talk about Barnes as well. If you want to go for someone a little bit cheaper, then fair enough. But if I've got the choice out of all of the midfielders from Leicester, it's going to be Maddison. And then either side on the wings that we've got here in the ultimate template is going to be Saka, my boy, and Mahrez. So yeah, starting with Saka, it's strictly because he's Arsenal's best player. Everything goes through Saka. That fixture against Newcastle is not going to be easy. And yes, of course, if you want to go for someone like Gordon or like another double game week player, maybe you want to go for someone like Lookman and have a bit of a punt there, or you want to switch out Saka and maybe go for someone like Ollie Watkins up front. Maybe Coutinho could come in, but then that's fair enough. But if we're talking about like the ultimate template, the people that everyone is talking about on FPL Twitter and in the community, Saka is a guy that's in a lot of people's teams, and it's not by accident. It's because the guy is great. He's amazing. It looks like he's going to stay on penalties as well for now at the time of recording. So yeah, I want him in the team. But of course, if you want to attack the doubles, then I've got something for you at the end of the video. And then Mahrez is just a Manchester City asset. That could be Foden. It could be De Bruyne if you've got Elon Musk budget for your team. It could be Raheem Sterling, who I'd really love in here. But I really do like the look of Mahrez. So that is what the ultimate draft looks like at the moment if we're talking template. But you know me, yeah? I'm not one to just do templates. I'm not big on templates. For me, I do like the look of this, but there's a lot of players here that we could take a few more risks. There's a few more exciting options. So let's do what you all love and what I love to do as well, and have a look at some cheeky differentials, which could look something like this. Starting in goal, you could go with someone like Martinez. I've kept Cancelo in the team because I just feel like, he can't go anywhere. Like, Man City are just really slacking with fullbacks at the moment, and Cancelo is just great. So I want to keep him for the end of the season. The defenders either side of him could be some really good punts. And then we've gone for Luis Diaz in the midfield, who just looks like an unbelievable player since he's joined Liverpool. So yeah, to have him in there, that is pretty exciting. And yeah, my mate, my troll of FPL, the FPL history, is going to be Zaha. Now, he has, of course, got a double game week. I believe he is still on penalties as well. Those fixtures don't look too bad, and I feel like if Crystal Palace are going to do some damage, then it's probably going to come from Zaha. So if we're talking about differentials, then of course, Luis Zaha has to be in the team. And then, yeah, sticking with crazy differentials, look up front. Look at Jamie Vardy and Danny Ings. Imagine going into the game week with these two and just watching the game and either of those guys scoring. You'll be like over the moon. And then, of course, Raheem Sterling, chuck the captaincy on him there too. He's in midfield. So some nice, juicy differentials there as well. Of course, we did speak about Ollie Watkins. He could be a person if you want to go for 3 up front. Calvert-Lewin, I've put on the bench because, yeah, we're still a little bit up and down about his fitness. But there's some nice picks here. I really do like the look of Luis Diaz, and I really do like the look of Zaha. So maybe you want to take that template team that we've just done, yeah, which looks something like this, and then switch around a few things and then get in players like Zaha, or maybe you want to take a punt with Jamie Vardy or something like that. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Are you a little bit more of a differential player? Do you like to mix it up a little bit and put in players like Luis Diaz instead of Mohamed Salah? I'm just definitely not brave enough to do that. So there we go. We've got a template team. We've got a differential team. And then I wanted to make a video that covers everything. So let's end it with the ultimate team that is just full of doubles, which looks something like this. You'll notice that Mohamed Salah is in there because if we're going to be serious, he's still going to be in the team, right? So let's just leave in one single game week player. And then the rest of them are just doubling all over the place. You've got Zaha in there, Maddison's in there, he's back in the team, so is Coutinho, Richarlison, Vardy and Watkins. Looks like a very lethal strike force if all of these guys play. Yeah, if they've all got something to play for, even Watkins, like, he might be wanting to make an impression now for that England squad. This could be very, very dangerous. And then in defence, I don't know if I could personally go without a Liverpool defender, a Chelsea defender, or a Man City defender, but you could have something like this. You've got 10 doublers there, plus Mohamed Salah, who we expect to just get a double game week haul anyway, even from just like that one game. I mean, he's playing Southampton. But yeah, I do like the look of all three of these teams in some way. Like, there's something that I like about all of them. So it's down to you. As I say, this is a very early look, a very early draft for Free Hit 37. It's down to you to maybe play around with it, tweak it a bit, tinker it a little bit, and decide what your best kind of strategy is. Do you want to go for someone like who is going to be playing both of the doubles? Do you want to go for a full team which is just full of doubles? Are you more of a template manager, or do you like something that is a little bit juicy and a little bit differential? Let me know down in the comments below. So there we go, there we have it. That is the ultimate draft for the template, for the differential, for the team that is just full of doubles if you're playing your free hit in game week 37. If you're not, hopefully it helps as well, because loads of these players are going to be in our minds for our transfers, and I need to start thinking about who I'm going to be bringing in for my team as well. So as always, please do keep an eye on the FPL of the Day Twitter page. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're doing, what you are planning for game week 37. Are you going to be pressing that free hit button? Have you got your triple captain to use? Have you got nothing left, Sharon? Let me know down in the comments below. And please do subscribe. This is almost the end of the season. We are 1,500 subscribers. That is what we want to get to. We are almost there. 1,500 subscribers. You'll be doing me a massive favor, especially if you've made it to the end of this video. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a little like. And I will see you next week for the final game week of the season. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we're here. Good luck, all right? Good luck with game week 37. And I'll see you then.